Hey folks, welcome to today's video. In this video, we're going to be discussing iron gapping and lie adjustment. We're going to describe what iron gapping is and what the effects of adjusting the lie is. Our student here has a set of Miura TC201s. You can see that those are great Japanese golf clubs with KBS Tour V stiff shafts and some Golf Pride mid-size tour wrap grips. So this is going to be a very educational video to understand what the effects of what your lie does, the effect of how your lie works. So stay tuned, let's jump into the simulator and get started. Okay, so let's discuss a little bit about gapping. What is gapping? Gapping is basically the adjustment of the loft of all your irons. We essentially want to have the same distances or a pretty good amount of distance in between clubs. So therefore our lofts have to either go higher or lower depending on the club, but equally, whether it be 3, 4, 5 degrees. We want to see a consistency so our distances are equal to the equal amount of distance in each club. So sometimes you see, oh, I hit my 8-iron and 9-iron the same distance. Well, probably because it's been bent, whether through mats, heat, banging of the clubs, and your loft on the two clubs, even though it says 8 and 9, are the same. Therefore, you're going to hit pretty close to the same distances. So we want to make sure that those lofts, and we're going to show you on our spec sheet how we increment those lofts to where they go from, I believe, 3 to 4 to at the lower irons up to 5 degrees in differences. Therefore, we have a good dispersion of yardages in between irons. Now let's also talk about lies, and this is, what is lie? Well, lie is basically the way your club lies on the ground, the head measurement from the head to the shaft. That angle is the lie. This angle here of the club is the loft. So here's your lie. Basically, it's all measured from here to here. So basically, if your club went up there and the club was dead flat, that'd be 90 degrees, 45 degrees. So you get the angles in which how they come. So I'm going to use this dowel right here with this magnet. And what it's going to do is it's going to show you ball flight. So if your lie is correct, essentially, your ball flight would go straight. See how that dowel aims right at you? Okay. Now, if your hands are too low, or maybe a shorter golfer, and the golf club starts getting down like this, what happens is the toe of the club comes up, and you can see now that dowel starts aiming left. So guess where your balls are going to go? Vice versa. If you get someone who plays with high hands or is taller, right, this toe starts coming down, and you'll see now where the ball's going to go. Also, too, with the toe like this ending down, a lot of times it'll hit the ground and it'll open up even more, and that's where a lot of those big slices come from. So understanding the correct lie is essential to ball flight. Now, here's something when I was getting taught, we used to get taught with lie boards. Those are outdated. They're basically obsolete now. If you see someone still using a lie board, I'd be really concerned. It's not the best way of understanding lie and loft. The best way to understand lie is ball flight. What your ball flight will dictate what your lie should be. What does that mean? Well, let's look at this graph and I'll kind of show you exactly the differences of what the manufacturer says, what's actually going on, and what we wind up finally getting to as far as lies go. Okay, if we take a look here at our iron spec sheet, you'll notice the first column, it says manufacturer's loft. That's what the manufacturer suggests the loft should be. Actual loft, second column, is what the actual loft is when they come into our shop. And then, of course, new loft is if we adjust the loft. Same thing with lie, manufacturer's lie, actual lie, and, of course, new lie if we adjust it. Okay, as we go to the bottom of the iron spec sheet, we have some static measurements: knuckles to ground, height, wingspan, shoulders to elbow, elbow to knuckles. These static measurements, there's something that really stands out here. So if you look at his height and wingspan, there's a big difference. The standard average person is around 5'10", that's 70 inches, and his wingspan, you'll notice, is 6'1", 73 inches. His wingspan is 3 inches longer than his height. Now, everyone has some wingspans are larger, the same as their height, or shorter. So with that being said, that means his hands are going to be lower. So that means I have to watch out to make sure that his lies might be a little flatter because his hands are lower. Let me explain that a little bit better. Okay, let me explain this a little bit better. So if we were to get the golf club and set it here, right? You'll notice that club head is nice and square to the ground. My hands are here. Now, if we get somebody with longer arms or shorter, look at what happens, right? So the hands are gonna go down. That means longer arms, or a shorter person, you'll see the toe goes up. And why is that important? Well, let's put this dowel with a magnet here and we'll show you. So with person who is at an average height, which most golf clubs are made for, or if you get somebody with longer arms or somebody who is shorter, this is what happens. As I just lower the hinge, you can see now how that ball is going to want to go to the left, right? So in order for me to fix that, I'm going to have to bend this a little flatter and then get that club back here. Even though the hands will be down here, the club head will be here. And that's going to be key to this gapping session. You'll see how we fix him from hooking the ball to getting him to hit the ball much straighter. All right, as our gapping session starts, I want you to pay attention to, obviously, his ball flight. So what we did is we gathered the 10 out of, I believe, 15 or 16 shots, and we took the human factor out and took out the bad shots. But these are actually the good 10 good shots, and you can see that he has struggles with a hook or pull hook. But pay attention on the top right-hand corner box. You'll notice his lie angles are all 1 up, 0. What that means is the interaction of the club, the bottom of the club, the sole of the club to the floor. So according to these, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. In fact, he was fitted with a lie board. So the person who did this fitting didn't do a bad job when it comes to adjusting with a lie board. The problem is we don't adjust based on a lie board anymore. What we do is based on ball flight. So you can see here, everything is left of target. Not only that, but he hits his 9-iron about 150, and right here he's struggling to hit it 145. The reason for that is he's afraid to release the golf club. He's holding on to it, and tension starts building in his swing, and he doesn't hit the ball as far as he normally does. So what we wound up doing is we adjusted his lie to 59 degrees from 63 3/4. We flattened it out, and look what happened. Oh my God, he was so happy. We started hitting these beautiful little draws, straight shots, even some cuts. Oh, but pay attention after each shot. Look at the lie angle. You'll see 8 down, 4 down, 2 down, 7 down. If I was fitting him with the lie board, then he'd be making marks on the toe, and oh no, that's not the way you would fit. That's just he's hitting it way too much on the toe. Well, look at these results, folks. The dark purple represents his original lie, and the light purple represents the new lie. One of the biggest things is look at his distances. His carries and his yardages before 143, 133, 143 to 141 to 149, almost 150. So why did he start hitting the ball farther? Well, he's starting to release the club now, because you can see on his old lofts, we didn't really adjust them. But I do want you to notice in the gapping, this is a gapping session originally, 3, 4, 5 degrees increments in golf clubs. So it's shorter wedges, you can see 5 degrees. So if you look at his yardages here, you can see he's got a really nice gapping distance. So we adjusted a couple of them, but he loves now his distances. And, it was something that we worked with him a little bit, but not so much as the lies. Now, look at this lies. Look at the old on the left, and the ones I circled is the new lies. What a difference. 2, 3, 4 degrees. But here's the great part right here. Look at the ball flight. The dark purple represents his old lie, and the light purple represents his new lie. What amazingly is how he's not only hitting it straighter but farther, because now he's able to release. So, folks, if you're in the Gilbert, Arizona, come see us. You can reserve a gapping session at AdvancedDynamicGolfCenter.com. If not, go see your local pro, because this is very important to your ball flight.